Hey there, night dwellers. Join the Phantom Troupe for a serene escape into dreamland with enchanting sleep stories. Let the calming tales transport you to a world of peaceful slumber and restful nights.
Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom, there lived a wise and just king who ruled over his land with fairness and compassion. This king had a loyal servant named John, known throughout the kingdom as Faithful John. John was not just any servant. He was the epitome of loyalty, honesty, and dedication. From a young age, John had served the king faithfully, carrying out his duties with unwavering commitment and integrity. The king trusted him implicitly and relied on him for counsel and assistance in all matters of the realm. John's loyalty was unwavering, and his devotion to the king knew no bounds. One day, tragedy struck the kingdom when the king's beloved horse fell gravely ill. Despite the efforts of the finest veterinarians and healers in the land, none could cure the ailing steed. Desperate to save his faithful companion, the king turned to John for help. John knew of a mystical spring hidden deep within the enchanted forest, rumored to possess miraculous healing powers. Legend had it that the water from this spring could cure any ailment, no matter how dire. However, there was a catch. Anyone who approached the spring with impure intentions would be turned to stone instantly. Undeterred by the perilous journey that lay ahead, John volunteered to venture into the forest and fetch the enchanted water. The king, grateful for John's unwavering loyalty, entrusted him with this crucial task, knowing that he would do whatever it took to save the beloved horse. Accompanied by a young page boy, John embarked on the treacherous journey into the heart of the forest. As they journeyed deeper into the woods, they encountered a series of trials and tribulations that tested their courage and resolve. They faced fierce beasts, cunning traps, and dark enchantments that threatened to thwart their mission at every turn. Yet John remained steadfast in his determination to fulfill his promise to the king, undeterred by the dangers that surrounded them. Finally, after days of perilous travel, John and the page boy reached the mystical spring. With great care and caution, John filled a golden goblet with the sparkling water from the enchanted spring, taking heed to approach with pure intentions and a steadfast heart. As they began their journey back to the castle, disaster struck when the page boy succumbed to curiosity and gazed into the goblet despite John's warnings. In an instant, he was transformed into a lifeless statue, frozen in stone for all eternity. Grief-stricken by the loss of his young companion, John pressed onward, determined to fulfill his duty to the king. Upon his return to the palace, John presented the goblet of enchanted water to the king, who used it to heal his beloved horse. Impressed by John's unwavering loyalty and bravery, the king rewarded him with honors and accolades, praising his servant's selflessness and devotion. John remained by the king's side, serving him faithfully and dutifully, his loyalty unwavering despite the trials he had endured. Years passed, and the kingdom flourished under the wise rule of the king and the steadfast service of Faithful John. Yet fate had one final test in store for the loyal servant, one that would push his loyalty and devotion to their limits. As the king's daughter grew into a radiant young woman, her beauty and grace captured the hearts of all who beheld her. Suitors from far and wide sought her hand in marriage, but none could win her favor or gain her affection. Among the suitors was a handsome prince from a neighboring kingdom, whose charm and charisma captivated the princess's heart. Despite the objections of her father, the princess was determined to marry the prince, blinded by love and oblivious to the danger that lurked beneath his charming facade. Faithful John, ever vigilant and watchful, sensed the prince's true nature and knew the dark secret that he concealed. For the prince was not what he seemed. He was a malevolent serpent in disguise, intent on claiming the princess as his own. Years earlier, the king had saved the serpent's life in a moment of mercy and compassion, unaware of the treachery that lay within the creature's heart. In gratitude for sparing his life, the serpent had made a sinister pact with the king, demanding the princess's hand in marriage as payment for his debt. When the king refused to honor the pact, the serpent cursed the princess, condemning her to die on her wedding day unless she married him. Horrified by the revelation, the king turned to faithful John for guidance, desperate to save his daughter from her impending doom. In a desperate bid to thwart the serpent's curse, faithful John devised a daring plan to outwit the malevolent creature and save the princess from her grim fate. He proposed that the princess and the prince be wed in secret, with him standing guard outside their chamber on their wedding night. If the prince revealed his true form and attempted to harm the princess, faithful John would be ready to strike him down, breaking the curse and saving the princess from her untimely demise. The king, though reluctant to endanger his daughter further, agreed to faithful John's plan, trusting in his unwavering loyalty and devotion to protect the princess at all costs. As the wedding day approached, tensions ran high within the palace walls as the kingdom awaited the outcome of the fateful night that would decide the princess's destiny. With bated breath, faithful John stood watch outside the chamber, his hand firmly grasping the hilt of his sword, ready to defend the princess against whatever darkness awaited within. As the clock struck midnight, the prince's true nature was revealed, and he transformed into a monstrous serpent before the eyes of the terrified princess. With a swift and decisive blow, faithful John struck down the serpent, breaking the curse and saving the princess from her impending doom. The palace erupted in chaos as the truth was unveiled, and the kingdom rejoiced at the princess's miraculous rescue. With the curse lifted, the princess was free to marry a suitor of her choosing, and she declared her love and gratitude to faithful John, the true hero of the kingdom. The king, overcome with gratitude and admiration for his loyal servant, bestowed upon faithful John the highest honors and rewards, proclaiming him a true knight of the realm. Faithful John's bravery and loyalty had saved the kingdom from a great peril, and his name became legend throughout the land. He remained by the king's side, serving him faithfully until the end of his days, a shining example of unwavering devotion and selfless sacrifice. The tale of faithful John's courage and loyalty spread far and wide, inspiring future generations to uphold the values of honor, integrity, and selflessness. His legacy endured throughout the ages, a testament to the enduring power of loyalty and the triumph of good over evil. And so, the kingdom lived happily ever after, safe and prosperous, under the wise rule of their beloved king and the steadfast service of faithful John, the true hero of the realm.